Hi everybody, welcome to our very first episode of All About Paisley.
Booyah! Welcome everybody.
But yeah, we didn't have any things going on there.
Which button is that?
Will we start again?
No, just press the button.
I don't know which one it is.
Hey!
I forgot about that completely.
There we go.
There we go.
So yeah, we've been teasing it for quite some time, and here it is.
We are here, and probably the
Finally.
hottest day we've had this year, stuck in the studio with lights shining on us. Yes.
Little do we know, this is next year's summer.
Oh, the hilarity already. Anyway, so
So we got some topics to be discussing. So I will take over if we get some dead silence.
That's fine, that's
No,
fine.
that's fine.
Carry on.
So yeah, so the purpose of All About Paisley, me and Craig, for a wee while we were discussing about the idea of doing a podcast. Initially the idea was doing a history one, but we decided there was a real opportunity in Paisley to do more
absolutely.
greater things with a general podcast.
Yep.
So that's the name of All About Paisley. And that probably was the name to begin with, was All About Paisley, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, we wanted to broaden our horizons. So, I mean, history is amazing and heritage is amazing, but we wanted to be able to discuss everything
Exactly.
past, present and future.
One and
what's
all.
happening and all that sort of thing. And this
Yeah.
is where, obviously, Rachel comes in with events and all these things that are going on. So it's good to encompass all
Yeah.
possibilities.
So we got some really crazy plans in place. I guess we could probably tease guests just now. So the very first guest we'll be having will be the Provost. She's very kindly, in her very busy schedule, agreed to come and have a wee chat with us. And obviously the town is a mill-based town with the Coates and Clarks, so we've been in contact with one of the ancestors of the Clarks, so we'll be having an ancestor of the Clark. I can't believe it, it's amazing.
That'll be brilliant.
And kind of penciled in a couple of guests, but the majority of it's just going to be us having a wee chat and just having a laugh. And then we'll be, I'm quite interested in cohort therapy, so I want to get, and it'll just be what we're interested in and who we would like to get involved.
Yep.
But yeah, so thanks very much for checking in, episode 1.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure,
We're here for a chat. We're here for a chat
Yeah,
about
there's so-
things, about everything Paisley.
Yeah, there's so much happening in Paisley, like you were saying, there's the rich heritage, but there's also a lot going on. You know, we've got the art centres reopened, we've got the town halls reopened, there's so much live music, and there's just lots going on. Today was Doors Open Days, and it's tomorrow as well. And
I missed it as usual.
Yes.
I love Doors Open Day.
Actually, it was the first time. I know you go regularly, don't you? You've been going like forever, but
Yeah.
it's the first time I've ever been. Ashamed to say that, but I couldn't go last year because I wasn't well. So it was fascinating. It was really good, and it was a beautiful day. Got to go up the tower at the Abbey as well, and felt a bit sick going up the however many stairs it was in the spiral.
Wonder
The
how many
spirals.
steps it is.
I think it was at 197. He said.
Guess what?
What?
I've never been up.
Neither have I.
And wow,
Yeah,
I've done something you two haven't. Woohoo.
Exactly. I've been up the Coates Memorial Tower 3 times.
Yeah, but
I've never been up there.
it was worth the feeling sick and going
up, down, move.
Just towards you a wee bit.
As if I can't be, you think I can't be heard, don't I?
Thank you.
I project. Sorry, it was inevitable. Trying to keep the chill.
I probably bumped it at some point. That'll be.
But yeah, it was beautiful when you got up there. It was worth it, and it was absolutely stunning, and just managed to get quite a few pictures, just right across Paisley. So it was stunning. I went to the Russell Institute as well. So a building I think I've only been in once in my lifetime. So
What do you think of it?
it was beautiful. It was absolutely
Amazing,
stunning.
yeah.
And the lady that took us round, it was Melissa. So I said to Melissa, "Do you do these tours out with Doors Open Day?" And she came out, and I said, "Oh, I'm in the Paisley Heritage Group." "Oh, well, we'll see what we can do." So I thought, yes.
Brilliant.
So I have to phone her next week and see if we can get some.
Is that a segue? No. So, well, anyway, so just a wee bit of Doors Open Day, because obviously it's the opportunity to be a tourist in your own town, and even from the fire brigade as well. So I never knew that it was a national thing. I thought it was a town-based thing, but it's a whole. I don't know if it's the whole of Scotland or the whole of the UK, but the whole of Scotland at least opens their doors, which is a mental initiative.
brilliant.
So is it June you need to apply? So we'll definitely need to get our application in.
Yes. Although I was a bit confused as to how the new Choco art installation thing. I'm sure it got added quite late to the
Oh yes.
the programme, and I was like, So
How long's that on for? Do you know?
it's on till December.
Oh, is
I
it?
know, yeah.
And do you get to eat it at the end?
No,
To sneakily-
no. I went for a look today and a smell because it's all about
Oh, yeah,
it's all about the
senses.
senses.
Oh, look in a smell.
So-
Where is it?
It's in the High Street, so I think
It's in
it's
the High Street.
18.
Is it past W. H. Smith or something like that?
Yeah, you can't really miss it, so it's a
I
kind of
must
dark.
have seen it. I must have passed it.
So it's been done up for ages outside, just the kind of dark red colour outside.
Yes, I've seen it.
Yes, yes. So basically, you walk in and it's just brown walls and a bench in the middle of the room, and it smells of chocolate.
Oh, that's quite interesting.
I mean,
A sensory experience.
It's the thing
I
with
love
art.
chocolate.
It's the thing with art that it's you need to broaden your cultural experiences, and it's quite easy to go like, and what's the point of that? But I guess it's nice to have a wee bit of culture.
You could smell it from outside. You could smell
Right.
it from walking by. You didn't even have to go in. So I suppose it's something different, isn't it?
Is the floor chocolate?
Definitely.
No,
The ceiling chocolate?
No, it didn't actually have a proper ceiling because I think you could see the rafters.
Oh.
And the bench in the middle wasn't chocolate. So it's just the walls. No, I don't mean just the walls.
Can you
but-
tell it's clearly chocolate, or do you think maybe just a chocolate spray?
Most importantly, is it Cadbury's chocolate?
Yeah, I want to know what happens at the end of it.
Also,
Do they win a wee bit of the chocolate wall?
It's also dark chocolate. I don't like dark chocolate.
Oh, is it dark chocolate? Well, I guess that would have more of a smell to it, I guess,
Yes,
than milk chocolate.
it was very...
Dark chocolatey smelliness,
I'm
aromas.
trying to think of a better word. to
Nuances
use.
of cocoa.
But yeah, it was...
I will go up and have a nosy.
Uh-huh. You mean a sniff?
yes, exactly.
Oh, a nosy.
A nosy.
Yeah, oh, come on.
We need a wee joke. You got a wee
Yeah, I
brum.
need to find if I've got a wee
Brum.
bump.
Press another random button.
Yeah, but the town was...
We have a bad
Sorry.
joke. A stinker.
We'll use that
A
one as a
nosy
bad joke,
stinker
yeah.
joke.
But the town was absolutely jumping today, and it was really nice to see so many people out in Paisley, so busy, and
Yeah, Doors Open is amazing.
there was musicians playing live music, and there was obviously lots of people, getting in and out for all the different events that were on. So yeah, and it was such a lovely day as well. The sun was shining, so it was really
I'm
nice.
ashamed to say that I live in the very middle of the town, and I don't think I've been to a Doors Open.
Oh, really?
Well, go tomorrow.
No, I
You-
did
go
go
tomorrow.
1 year to the Abbey, and I couldn't get up the tower because it was fully booked.
Well, we got the last 3 tickets today,
Ah,
so we were really
We
lucky.
need to. We'll open some doors.
yeah.
Outside Doors Open Day.
There's loads of places I've wanted to go to and never had the chance.
I think it's a 4-day thing. It's not strictly 1 day. I know it's definitely open tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know if it's I'm pretty sure it's a 4-day thing.
No, I think it's just Saturday and Sunday.
So what we would notoriously do is I would take the kids out and we would make a lovely. I mean, the wife would always go mental because it was a Paisley Heritage-esque video, and there's outtakes of me trying to get her in camera and her just being like, "No, it's not happening." And there's times that she's been hiding her face with the bag and everything. And yeah, I just loved it, just getting the kids involved and then just letting them see the local history. It's
That's
we
brilliant.
used to make a big thing about it. So obviously we had the stall today, so we couldn't, but.
And again, that's my first time visiting Browns Lane.
Yeah, which I mean, I like Brownsley. There is an opportunity
Yeah.
for it to
Well,
grow.
Sorry, that's wrong. I've been along it because there's the mural there. The mural. Not the mural. The mural.
I'm still not ready to cross that bridge yet. I don't know what's happening with your tongue
But it was
difference.
nice going in there. There was a singer, live music and stuff today. It was lovely. It was, and I
Yeah.
sat there and had a
It's a
cup
nice
of tea.
atmosphere,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's bursting with.
And how did the market go?
Yeah, no, it was quite enjoyable. Yeah, I mean, it was quite, as I said, it was like plain shops, and and I loved
So
it.
excited.
I was, when the shops in Morrison's eventually had the self checkout, and you're like, beep, oh, I'm doing it myself, like beep. I've always wanted to do this. It's kind of like that with the chip and pin, like, yeah, just put your card in, please.
And tell me something.
Uh-huh.
Do either of your children have the little toy till?
They do.
Did you take the little toy till
With me?
Put the money in it and press all the little.
I could just picture Gavin doing that.
That's
Really.
okay,
I go too far into it. And role play, But I guess I was a bit miffed that I was making small talk with people, and I was feeling like, I need to close the sale, and would you my come around? And some people just talk
He
to me.
spoke like that. I just turned round.
Did you feel like commenting on their t-shirts and say that your t-shirt's horrible, but if you buy this t-shirt, you'll
Through
look
your right, you're thinking exquisite replacement. But yeah, and then I got quite miffed when people wouldn't buy anything. They would, we've had a wee chat,
It's now.
But I think that's it. So I then went and spoke to the other ones. The other like, is that a thing? It's like, yeah. And there was another woman whose machine wasn't working, and she was like trying to get people. I mean, I guess. I mean, you don't make a huge amount of money for these things. Every kind of bit counts.
No.
Yeah.
So I guess minimum wage is £60. So as long as you're making £60 plus the space for the stall, I guess that's a win. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. It was a good experience. Me and my wife went along, and it was good fun.
Good.
So obviously we were going to go in the circuit with the meet and greets.
Yes. So we've got Beekeepy on Sunday the 15th.
So
yes.
that'll definitely be home base for us. But I like the idea of having a wee shot of taking it on tour. So we went and spoke to Ugly Duck and
Yes.
whatnot.
Yeah.
And we got a stall in the Piazza up and coming, but we just need to get the banners and so all that stuff is magical. And I think it just makes. I've been thinking about it for a while. about how we talk to people, because you don't know what stories are out there. And I was thinking, that I go to pubs and stuff like that. How do we get people in front of us to then hear about stories or hear about? So I've got like questions. People go, oh, where's this and where's that? And it's burning questions that people have had for ages. So I think that's the answer, is doing these kind of things so we could get to make us accessible instead of crazy folk. Because everybody's like, oh, I know you. Oh, I know you. We're very familiar, but we also need to be human as well, because we're very good at that kind of thing, but there's a balance.
I know, because I think when you came to one of the events at the uni, somebody said, how do I know his face? And I went, because that's Gavin Divers. So I was like, Gavin who started the group, Gavin who created the group. And they went, oh, I see.
I'm trying not, it's difficult talking about these things, but there's other times I've come in and, oh, it's him.
And I never know how to introduce.
You can see like, oh.
I think
it's weird.
I think I introduced it. I went, oh, this is Gavin. And I don't think they quite, I didn't say this is Gavin who started the group and who started the page. So they were probably just thinking, who's Gavin?
Who's Gavin?
So
I like that more than the alternative, because it's just, it boggles my mind. It's just history. History's boring usually, but it just seems to have captured the imagination.
But it's not. It's not. I think
history's fascinating to me.
Even today, when I was at the John Nielsen Institute, there was a lady there who she asked me if I was from the heritage group, and she follows the group, and she lives in one of the flats there, and she was, she would have stood there and talked to me all day. And then another, like a bit you're talking about at the stall, another lady who came up who was clearly wanting to talk to her but didn't want to kind of interrupt. And I was like, oh, I'm just actually standing here talking nonsense. So I said to this lady, oh, I said, do you actually want to speak to her, and I'll shut up and let you talk. And then she went on to say that she had been at school there and she hadn't been there since 1963. So it just ended, we all ended up in this really nice conversation talking about, saying, oh, it was really strange to be back. And she was saying, yeah, and we were saying, oh, so where were the classrooms and what was this and what was that? So yeah, it's a really good talking point, and it
nostalgia.
And it brings people together. I think this common interest, and then sometimes you end up talking about other things that you find out you've got in common. So
I like that.
So yeah,
I like that. In this world where you go on a bus and somebody will sit far away from someone else, and they'll sit far away, and we don't really have that. Just saying hi to a stranger, maybe.
Yeah, and sitting.
History.
I get the train into work every week, and everybody is sitting with headphones on, and nobody's talking, nobody's speaking. So
all glued.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's really nice to be able to go out and actually, hello, I'm Rachel. Oh, hello, I'm such and such, and the same people are coming back again and again. So you're thinking, well, we must be doing something right if they're, they're coming back again. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So what is Paisley heritage? Look, that's a me answer, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say you're the person to really kind of.
So I own we all know I own a gaming community which I ran for 15 years. Yeah.
Gamer Hub,
yeah. And it started, I think it started, the braes, there's bodies of water up the braes.
Yes.
And one of them used to have a pier. I think maybe, no, just the one initially. So I was interested in having a look to see if I could find a picture of this pier, and I couldn't. And then I thought, well, what kind of videos are there on YouTube of Paisley? And I was like, well, there's not many really. So I thought, well, I kind of wanted to kind of give back my geek skills. I can make things first on Google and make websites, and geek's my superpower. How many times have you done stuff? And
I can't do any of that stuff.
Give me a minute and Shazam. But there's obviously loads of skills you have that I have no clue about. We're equally balanced, and then there's plenty of skills that you have. Where we could take on the world combined, like the transform
combination of skills.
Exactly.
And we balance each other out.
Yes.
So originally, I made it as Paisley Mysteries on the idea of collating urban legends. So I like the idea of the town coming together to find hidden information, which never happens. A community will just never do what you want them to do, notoriously.
Yeah.
There's times in Gamer Hub I've launched tournaments, competitions, press this button to enter, and nobody does it. So they'll never notoriously do whatever you want to do. And it was the same kind of thing with Paisley Mysteries, and I had flyers and everything. I posted a flyer recently that we had that I'd put all around the town. But a couple of them done well, like the Alien Gargoyle and the Terrace Tavern. So we made the Alien Gargoyle go viral, and then we found a 300-year-old pub under the town called the Terrace Tavern,
which I've still to go and see. I want to go and see that.
Oh yes, we'll need to do that. Yep. That's a video.
Oh, definitely.
I was going to get. I told you about.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
That's fine.
No, but
I was trying to get David Tennant. He's a doctor to go back in time in his own town. David, if you're listening. Anyway,
right. So the alien gargoyle in the
yeah. So, but it wasn't. It just wasn't as forthcoming as I said. I'd done the hits, and it was doing all right. But I was just thinking, it's just nobody's coming forward. So then I then called it Paisley Heritage and Mysteries, and then changed it to Paisley Heritage. So it's just. I always say it's well-being. I don't see it as history. I see it as well-being. If I can help people locally get a better understanding of what their town's achieved, I think that helps people. If my town's done that, then maybe I could do this.
Yep.
Plus, you've all seen the comments. The comments are so rewarding.
Yes. Yeah, we're lucky we've got such a nice community of followers and members in the group.
I've been in the town 40 years. I never knew this was here, and there's a long list of these amazing. It's difficult to put into words that kind of...
The couple I met today when I was in Castlevichy having my chips, and they said, are you from the Paisley Heritage Group? And when I went and spoke to them, the gentleman was saying he's actually from Glasgow, but it's his wife is from Paisley. Uh-huh. And they were saying, about all these things that, they've never done and they've never been to, and now that, we're creating events and getting out there. So yeah, it's really good. And I think it's the same for lots of people. It's on you. And I think the lady said today that if you go on holiday, you go to all these things, but you don't go to them when you're on your own doorstep. And it sometimes just takes somebody to maybe point it out or say, a group of us are going to go, would you like to come? And it's like, oh, actually, yes, I would like to come.
So I think the events ticks lots of boxes. People that have moved to town want to learn about their town, but people that are in the existence of the town that want to know more.
Well, I've been in a couple of talks, and I'm born and raised in Paisley, and I find them quite fascinating. Learning about the town that I've been, But it's like Rachel says, you go away and you go on these tours and things, but nobody thinks they're doing it right on your own doorstep.
That's right. Yeah, you just accept whatever's there, and you just never really think about it.
Yeah.
So I'd always kind of wanted to make history rock and roll. I just wanted to make it interesting. That kind of fuddy-duddy, articles that's just not interesting to read. So that's where the kind of video element came around. I guess I'm not, via the Gamer Hub thing, I've never really been shy with doing the vlogging thing. So that was the transition. There was one of these ones that the first video that I'd done on front of camera. I'd kind of got my wee script and I'd recorded myself via different locations in town. Yeah. And I just took the best bits and I just put them all together. And I actually didn't look at the video. It was actually the audio. Just for the rhythm of, I would start one sentence in some place and the end of the sentence in the other, and it worked out really well. And that was just the breaking of the seal of the video content.
Yeah.
All manners of craziness, like filming the drone inside the Paisley Abbey. That video got like 190,000 views, and then going down the medieval drain, it's like 40,000 views. And I mean, you add it all up, it's about easily over 400 videos, the over 4 million views. But that's over 11 years, and really, if you think 400, and if you get 10,000 views each, that does hit 4,000. So some are big and some are small, but it's a crazy body of work.
It's amazing, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's mental.
They were doing work in that drain or something a few years back, weren't they? Or was it related to the medieval?
Big dig?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was. I think
I do remember something going on with it.
It was close to it. They were doing a wee dig. So as far as I'm aware, I don't think they've released any of that.
That's why I was wondering if there's anything come out of it.
I'm not sure. Well, I don't know. I spoke to one organisation. They said we've not released anything yet. So I don't know. But yeah, so then I'd spoke to yourself and we'd done the flying the drone inside the Coats Memorial. So I'd done the Abbey one, and it was always on my bucket list. And we've done some crazy, wonderful things since then, and it's been a wonderful journey. And then this wonderful Rachel Smith gave me a wee ping and said, you ever thought about doing that? Oh no, can I do an event in your group?
Yeah, I said, can anyone create an event in your group? And then it was, you want to be an events organiser? No, I just want to do one or two events.
Yeah.
So, and I genuinely thought...
It was one or two. Exactly. No, I think the line was, well, why don't you make them official?
Yeah. And I genuinely thought I would do one or two. Nobody would turn up and go, oh, well, that's that. Done then. But it's been amazing how people just...
How many people have attended, do you think?
So I think when we did a kind of count, it was nearly 400. So since then, we've done a couple more. So
that's fantastic.
400. Yeah, it's amazing.
But it shows that people have a genuine interest in their own town.
Yeah.
3 no-shows.
Is that all?
And 3, yeah.
Yeah, there might have been a few more than that, but yeah.
4.
There's not...
Well, we'll settle for 5.
Oh yeah, 4.5.
I've never been at one, and it's just been me thinking, all right, well, I'll just go up the road then. But I think, what you were talking about, going to the talks and the presentations, they're particularly the Glen Cinema disaster one, which is obviously a really, really sad
it's a
topic.
difficult subject, yeah.
But there's always somebody there who has had family or friends or somebody in their life that has been touched by it. So it becomes a real talking point as well. And you can see when Brian Hannon, who does the talk, I've been to it a few times now. And it gets me every time, although I kind of know where it's going and you know what he's going to say. And then he also is the same. He also
sheds a tear as well.
He gets to a point.
I was going to say he's quite emotionally scarred by it, you know.
So he's delivered that. He must have delivered it a lot as well. And it still gets you, every time.
Oh, it's harrowing.
Yeah.
So difficult to conceive.
I knew about the Glen Cinema. I knew roughly how many children were involved in it. I had a kind of rough idea of, but obviously there's a lot of information that this guy spent years researching, and it's brilliant. This is what we want.
Years, wasn't it? He spent researching it.
I think it's one of the most the largest death count, body count of any cinema disaster ever.
Yeah.
I've actually seen the Archway.
When
I say the Archway, there's a shop there now that you know, and I think I had said that actually at the talk. And when you go upstairs into the furniture shop, it's in the body of where the Glen Cinema was, and there's a false ceiling, the tiled ceilings. There was about 2 or 3 tiles missing, and I was up with my wife, and we were looking at beds, I think, or something, and I remember looking up, and you could see all the ornate. It looked like it looked like the front of a theatre or something. I can't. It's difficult to, but I would have. Get a ladder, get up there and get a camera up or something and just see.
One of my long list of crazy ideas would be a endoscope. Just a wee.
The wee cameras.
Yeah, just a wee. Can we drill a wee 5 pence?
I've got one.
You've got. Yes, my man. And you just drill a wee hole, and then we could then have a look.
It's a camera that attaches.
Imagine
and you use your phone as the viewing screen, and we can.
Because I thought we'll just get a map of the town and we'll just go shop by shop, and any suspect walls, we'll have a wee look and just plaster over it.
I used it for engines.
Just so you know, we're not actually going to do this, by the way.
Paisley Mysteries is back. When you thought your false wall was safe.
Yeah, Paisley
Quick
peeping
disclaimer.
Yeah, Paisley peeping toms.
Exactly.
Pinch of salt.
Exactly. He has an endoscope.
It's for looking at engines. It's for getting into engine components.
The journey, as the journey was going, I don't know what made me look. I looked at Edinburgh Dungeons Facebook page, and at the time I'd realised that we had 2,000 more followers, and then this is before you'd messaged. So that was the kind of. Kind of like, crap, you've got 2,000 more followers in Edinburgh Dungeon.
Excuse me.
Maybe it's time to take that more seriously. So it was kind of, I thought that was, I was having people like, in 3 years we'll start doing tours. Because I thought, we'll go into schools and stuff like that and start learning the craft.
Yep.
Because it took me a wee while to get the confidence myself to then confidently talk about it.
Yeah.
So that's, I got cure homes once a week, and then, the aim was to then go into schools. But then you completely fast-tracked that.
What can I say?
Yeah. And then, obviously, the Abbey cancelled, and then Graham McCormick. So Graham's a wonderful individual who has previous tour experience. And so we have 5 tour guides, and Graham does our more historic ones. Gail, who does the witches. Robert, who does everything.
Yeah. So he does the talks. So he's, now, again, very ignorant of me. I didn't know there was a Paisley Rocketeers Society at one time. So Robert was in the Paisley.
I didn't.
That's what's fascinating.
It was a big bang in town, Sorry.
So he's done a talk on that.
Got to reach for the stars,
Oh, stop it. And he also worked in Coates Observatory. So he's one of his talks that's coming up. I think that's his next talk, actually, is going to be on that. And about the history of the observatory and about his time working there. And we were on the online meet and greet the other night, and he was there, and he was telling us some wee snippets that he said he's going to cover off in the talk. And I was like, that's really interesting. And he's going to do a talk on the trams and buses of Paisley. He's going to do one on the dummy railway of Paisley. He's also going to do one on, I think, about Linwood, or the history of Linwood. So yeah, and obviously we've had Richard do his Mill movie night, which was another. That's
brilliant as well.
Another one that was a real talking point, because
Richard's unofficially on the team yet to join. You're joining soon, Richard.
So again, people came along who'd worked in the mills, they had family members that worked in the mills or relatives, and then he also brought some artefacts and things that he was handing round for everybody to have a look at. So if anybody that's watching or listening is thinking, these sound fantastic, we are hoping to run them again. I've said to Brian about the Glen Cinema disaster talk, so he's looking at dates for October. Because I know a few people commented on the page that, if I'd known about this, I would have came. And then the same with the Mill movie night. So we'll be running them again, because they're really popular.
And I guess we should talk about the flux that's happening. So they've strictly only been on the Paisley Facebook group. As I was saying.
Right. Where were we?
So what we're talking about, so, and what we're thinking about events is, we're doing really well being related to the group, but for a variety of reasons, they need to change. We need to make ourselves more approachable to people that come into Paisley and people who are not on Facebook.
Yep.
So nothing's really set in stone, but we're toiling away with what's best to do. Do we use Eventbrite or do we use the website, paisleyheritage.org.uk? Really, the answer is the website.
Yep.
Because if you're then going to be on the BBC or anything like that, where would you go for the tours? www.paisleyheritage.org.uk is the answer. Mm-hmm. So not really Eventbrite, but again, it's back to that idea of what do people trust? So they might not trust the website as much as they would trust Eventbrite. So
I know Eventbrite's really widely used. We used it in London. I say we, my wife and I used it in London for everything, more or less. She did. I didn't.
I don't know if it's as widely used now. I know that there's other ones out there, like Ticket Source.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's another one, and I think, for example, Jenna uses Ticket Source for some of her events, and I think it's either cheaper or it's free, because Eventbrite, I think Eventbrite is free up to so many tickets for your event, but also I think it's something, there is still a fee associated with when you sell tickets. They take a percentage. So actually, if you're looking from a financial perspective, you might be better doing it through
I'll build an app.
your website.
yeah. So, but then if we're going to have a site, a sign in front of the Coates building, have a QR code, it needs to go to the website. It can't go to an Eventbrite because the Eventbrite won't change. It will change and it won't be the same. So there's still lots of wee bits and bobs thinking, but we know we know we need to move it to Facebook. We know we need to be accessible to other people. We're just not. I don't like to make any decision without considering it. It's not just as easy as this is what we'll do. There's only, in my opinion, there's only one way to do something, and it's right, and it's taking your time to toil over it and figure out what's best.
And then we have those people. Remember, we were talking before about there's some people who don't like online banking, they don't have PayPal, they don't have, so they want to be able to have that option of to pay on the day as well. And I know that you can do that through the site anyway, can't you? But I know at the moment through the Facebook group, it's easier for people just to come in the day and hand you the money.
So it's rolling with the punches with everything. What's right and wrong. So I guess to paint a big picture of ideally what all these things are super ambitious, but in reality we're just laying foundations one block at a time to then slowly get there. But ideally we're looking, we need a location, because it's very obvious that to get anywhere you need a location for funding, for opening doors, for anybody listening to you. So the plan was to take 220 Square in front of the train station, but for a reason the landlord's taking it off the market. It may change, may not. So we're going for somewhere in Moss Street. So, but Andrew McKean, the tourism individual, a good point. He pointed out, if you're going to go on a journey to anywhere, you're going to plan where you're going to go first. You're not going to get off the train and like, right, where am I going?
Yeah.
So that being an eye line doesn't really matter, I don't think. And really, Moss Street's it's a minute away.
Yeah.
There may be the Piazza. Again, we're still not 100% sure where that location is. Because we're still getting the business plan sorted, so this financial forecast, is everything. That this is what we offer, this is the charge of it, this is what we pay everybody, the staff, this is all the items, and this is the profit that's left, or when there's profit. Yep. So it all needs to make sense. But the ideal plan is that we are the kind of heritage gatekeepers for our sector, which is the tourism in the town. So we, as people are coming into town, we're pointing to people, you can go there, you can go there. But we've also got our own bespoke tour experiences.
Yes.
But then did I say one or and B? Did I go A and then B, or did I go 1 or 2? And then
I can't remember.
So A, we've got our own bespoke, and 2, we're then we're then helping other attractions market themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's rather controversial, but other places in town just don't market themselves externally to town. So
and that's not their fault. I mean, a lot of them they're run by volunteers, and they just don't have that capacity,
exactly.
and they don't have.
And they don't have a drone.
Yeah.
And time lapses.
I think everybody's got a drone nowadays.
Exactly.
I don't have a drone.
Not a legally used one.
I'm droneless.
I've sold 4 drones in the past year.
Oh no, we'll go one for Rachel somewhere.
I don't want a drone.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's like a wee mini helicopter.
I'm worried if I got one, I might get addicted to it.
You would,
So maybe
and
better
it
not
takes a
having
wee
one.
while to build up confidence.
I did it commercially, and I had one that was that
Bestial,
size.
yeah.
And when it took off, you pressed a button and the legs lifted.
Oh, wow.
And you had a second controller with a camera underneath.
Was that a unique one?
No, it was DJI
Was that
Inspire.
DJI? Oh, just all
The big
DJI.
Inspire. It's a cinema drone.
Sponsored
So
by DJI.
if you see any sort of cinematic shots in Hollywood, they'll be done by an Inspire 3.
And a lot of race drone shots.
Yeah,
now.
that's the FPV drones. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Well, there
see
was
a
a
lot of
movie.
crazy-
Is it the
Ambulance.
How did we get onto the movie? Yeah, that was there was a guy, a racing drone champion that filmed that.
And all these
really
crazy-
unique. Aye, it's amazing. I mean,
It's
I've never flown an FPV
craziness,
drone in my
yeah.
puff, but
Yeah.
in fact, I remember the sorry, I know segue, but the day I did my drone test, I had to do a flight test for the GVC, so it was up at Bishop Briggs Golf Club. And I was doing a live test, a practical test where somebody was examining me, doing all these different manoeuvres and things and, procedures. And he had an FPV drone with him.
Amazing.
Do you want to see this? And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, let me put the goggles on. And 30 seconds later, they crashed into the
Yeah, the reaction time on those
Three.
things are mad.
I felt rotten.
It's better than.
They don't see with my drones, you let go and they just hover.
Yeah, because they're
'Cause it uses GPS triangulation and all that. But
So that's the reason. So the reason why you need to contact the airport and stuff like that is because they're connected with GPS. So if you hover it up and you let go, it knows where it is via the longitude and the latitude of the world. I tell you about my story about the time that I had my drone taken off me.
that doesn't surprise me.
No. Was this when you were an adult man?
Yeah. So these I'm still Rachel. I'm still waiting to get there. I'm an adult. What? It's like big.
Wait,
I'm
is that when you
14.
were an adult man?
I'm not an adult
What
man
kind of
yet.
adult is that?
No, I was just thinking, is this when you were like a... But then drones went around then. Anyway, I'll just shut up.
Anyway,
Carry on with your stuff.
Know your audience.
So I done the Paisley Heritage stuff, and for a bit I ran another Facebook project that was Scottish Heritage.
Right, okay.
So there was a guy that had crazy claymores, and he would spin a claymore, and I would would fly the drone over his head and stuff like that. But these
the giggles.
brief interlude.
So I can't take anything seriously now, right? So I just heard claymores there.
So he would like it's like a Highlander moment, and a drone would go over.
Somebody help me. Right. I'm sweating. Too warm. I think my inside body temperature's went up that high. I'm going delirious.
It's not too hot, all right? So so long story short, these particular batteries wouldn't retain a charge. Would they explode? Just any word.
Sorry. The lithium polymer.
Can you get me laughing now?
I've got bags
Uh-huh.
specifically for putting the batteries in
So if they explode, they're
because they're dangerous.
okay. So
This is how the Civil Aviation Authority get drones out of the sky. They fire a beam at it, it overheats the drone,
Oh, really?
okay.
and every
That was sobering.
every airport has them. So
Uh-huh.
if it's identified, they can shoot you down. Yeah.
So anyway, so it was all planned. I was charged the battery. We were going to go up a mountain. He's going to swing his claymore. I'm going to put the drone over his head, and there was more to it. We done stories and yada yada, but it was cancelled. So I had this battery that I needed to dissipate the charge. So I took the drone to my back door, put it up 300 feet, let it float for 20 minutes, took it back down. I thought I was fine, and then 24 hours later, I had a knock on my door, and it was the police. Do you have a drone? So apparently the story was what you're supposed to do is have a small drone, and if they ask, like, yeah, this wee dinky thing, I said, this. But in reality, I said, yes, come in. And I said, do you know the law? And I says, yeah, it's 50 meters. No, 50 meters between people and buildings. And he says, no, it's. Yeah, and he
That's
says
if you've got the right license. It's 150 metres.
it's 150.
Yes.
When he says, do you know how close you are to the school? and I can't remember what number he gave, but he says, yeah, we had a report you were filming kids with your drone. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. There was no memory card in my drone or anything like that. I just dissipated the battery. And he said, we're going to have to take your drone off you. So they took my drone off me. My mate was a policeman and said, yeah, you're not getting your drone back. That's it. But I was given the story, I do history and film, blah, blah, blah. So 24 hours later after that, they brought my drone back.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just about to say that they can't take it off you.
Yeah. But I think it was just been the beginning when drones
unless you're obviously breaking the law.
But that's just when drones were at the beginning. I think
it's all changed now. It's brutal. In fact, the world's pretty anti-drone. I was doing a wedding up at Glasgow Cathedral, and I had a whole argument with the Historic Scotland. Mm-hmm. Or was it National Trust? The Historic Scotland, one of the two anyway. Oh, you're not allowed to film this and stuff like
Everyone loves to comment. Is that a legal flight? You know. So ours are always amazingly above board. So you contact the... So the subject's come to an end because this is drone talk. So every flight we contact which order? Contact the police and contact the airport.
You ever see a flight that's done on Paisley Heritage or All About Paisley or whatever we're going to do, it'll be done properly. So if it's within Paisley's flight restriction zone, we contact the NATS, which is National Air Traffic Control Service. We get permission from them. Before they fly the drone, we contact the Air Traffic Control Tower, and they give us final permission, and they take details, numbers and everything in case the ambulance or something, air ambulance comes across. And then if it's pretty close to the airport, we've got to get an incident number from Police Scotland as well. And then once we've finished the flight, we've got to phone them all back and tell them we're done, dusted, everybody's happy. Mm-hmm. That's the procedure. Never ever circumvented that. It's always done that way with me. But there are people that come into Paisley Town Centre, they fly their drone up, they think because the DJI app, they press unlock and it allows them to take off, that they're committing a criminal offence. Yeah.
So that's that. So Drone Talk will return, but not in this episode, for the next episode.
Yes.
So I'm not sure how much to lay out the future plans, but yeah, so currently that's the plan, to help the current existing infrastructure of our tourism individuals, and then have our own. But we've got some crazy ideas in regards to, tour buses and augmented reality tours, and I've had a couple of conversations in regards to imagine there's some sort of full-time actor experience, but it's still that foundational, set strong foundations, building those strong foundations. Nothing's like Zoom, it's just going to be taking our time.
We went on a tour in London, and it put me in the mind actually something, and it was about Guy Fawkes.
Oh yes.
Okay.
And so as part of the tour we went through a set, and there was live actors. So you went in there and there was live actors in front of you, and they were absolutely amazing. There was a breakout scene, all this stuff. And we went through this set, and it was like being in the story with these people around us acting. There was a particular bit where they kind of did a zip line from some big tower over the River Thames. That was done using virtual reality goggles and a seat that moved.
Wow.
It was absolute. And I remember at the time talking to Sarah and thinking that there's got to be something in that.
Yeah.
There's so many amazing historic places local to us in this town.
It's mental.
How good would it be to get actors? I know that's very fanciful, and
it's not really.
There, but
I've had a conversation with an individual who has access to these things. It's just making business sense. Yeah. That's it. And having infrastructure to do that. So we have, instead of launching a company and then creating a customer base, we have this massive customer base, and it's now making the company. But Edinburgh Dungeon's just working here. It's just
mostly
body pinching. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Whereas ours is, the Witches, the Mill. There's so much.
And the Witches is quite a fascinating story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it, all wrapped into one. I don't know what that looks like, but that's like 6 years down the line. That's
it's a long.
I'm not even. I've just had a wee initial conversation with if anybody was going to make it happen, it's this individual who has access to this, and that's it. Nothing will happen with it until then. What's the time looking up?
Yeah. I don't know. My watch has just decided to.
I don't know
what the timing is at the moment.
So there's more to it, but the moral of the story is, working the business plan out, getting the financial forecast to make it all look sense. We've done the body of work with the tours. We're just looking to see how that then. I mean, it's worth saying we're not doing it for financial gain ourselves. We just want to continue the good work. All the rewards that we get are the comments and the making a difference, and that's it. That's
bringing people together. And even I had been looking, I don't think I said this already, but I'd been looking through all the events that are on for Doors Open Day, and I've been reaching out to those places to say, I know you open your doors for Doors Open Day, could you open them for tours for the Paisley Heritage Group? So the ones that have got back to me so far have all been really positive, and they're all really happy to do something. And again, it would be, I'm saying to them that, we would, give donations to make sure that you're getting something from it as well. So that's quite exciting as well, that to think that, you, rather than just having to wait for Doors Open Day to go to something, and you might be busy or you might not be well, that you could possibly go on something.
Yeah.
It could be available every month.
These things should already be existing. To think that they don't, it's a bit mental. So it's not big-headed of us. It's just we're evolving.
Yeah, and I
to
think
be able to do that,
and
it's not taken lightly.
It makes sense for them as well, because, for example, some of the places I'm talking to are churches. So we all know that churches, congregational churches are in decline, and there's not as many people going to church.
Yeah.
So, and I think they're also looking at how can we diversify, how can we do things differently, and having a conversation next week with Graham Gibson, who I believe is the development officer for the Wine Centre, and obviously they work in conjunction with the Oakshaw Trinity Church, and he said about, perhaps even looking at maybe using their halls for something as well.
Yeah.
So you're just thinking, well, that's fantastic that these people are thinking that way, and they're forward thinking as well. And nobody has so far kind of said no to me.
Yeah.
So it's really good that we're going to be having these conversations with people and just to work together. And it seems like it could be a win-win situation if we're bringing people in every month who are donating money, so it helps them as well. And that money can go towards the maintenance and upkeep of their buildings or whatever.
Of course, this podcast itself, and you need to forgive us, one of the cameras has decided to shut up shop. So this is not how I wanted to do it. The situation is not proper, but we'll get the camera thing fixed for the next one.
It's what it is,
Yeah, the capture card's not working. But anyway, the thing about the podcast is it gives an opportunity for people to come in here and
to have guest slots
and talk
absolutely.
about what is out there,
Yeah, that was definitely,
and that's the idea
the
behind
motivation.
it, I think.
From the very, very beginning, that we could just give a voice to so many people.
Yes.
Yeah. And we will actively be making that effort.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, everybody I speak to, you're in a podcast. There's nobody to say. But it's really important to point out how good a relationship we have with everybody.
Yes.
All of these, everybody's so invested and enthusiastic and can see the difference that we make, and it's helping so many people. And it's just trying to figure out that business model of these are charities, they can't do these things. We could come in and, maybe put in tour guides and create something for them and then donate to them or get them to invoice us at the end of the month. And hopefully that's the plan.
Yeah, and it's guaranteed donations for them, rather than, because obviously just now we put the events, and I say it's free entry, but please bring a donation or a minimum of £5. And sometimes people, they don't have money on them, or they do forget. And so I think this way it's really good, because it's then, as you said, it's that kind of guaranteed
But
money
this
for them
helps
as
the
well.
people that are taking their own time and spent years of research to do these talks in the first place.
Yeah.
It's not monetisation for this or for,
So I feel we need a random button push.
That's not a very good one.
No.
Right, okay, this is a serious moment here, folks.
Just when you thought it was safe to push a button.
Oh, I like that.
Go on, somebody.
Do, 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 do. Well,
That was
There's a
good.
jingle.
That was good. We need a jingle.
That's
yes.
it there.
Should have had one ready for now, but
All about Paisley.
I like that.
that's quite good. Yeah, well,
All about Paisley.
Paisley.
All about Paisley.
Craig, your turn.
this is going out, by the way.
I know.
I'm not cutting
It's
it.
all right. It's fine. You're recording this? I thought this was just fun with us. You never said it was going, what? People are watching? I've got credibility in the line here.
I think you realise quite quickly that there's no credibility in podcasting.
No, I know. And hopefully you just realise that we're just a bunch of folk.
For any future guests, this is what it's like.
This is it.
Conversation, sitting down, having a chat.
You can even sing too if you want.
And you can bring us a jingle.
So you may see that there is an empty chair here, and that is purposeful. That we will be having guests on, and it will be just a chat.
Yes.
There's no, we'll be giving kind of rough topics to the individuals to prepare, so we're not putting under
Each guest is going to bring their own thing, so we'll have a topic sort of
Yeah.
to bother
iron it out, but we won't be like, you say this, I say that.
exactly.
And it won't be an interview. We're just having
No.
a chat. And I think it'll work. We'll be intrigued with what they have to say.
Yes.
And that's how it'll work. It should. We can only see, I said that we're not going to pay attention that MD's watching. It's just going to be for us.
Yes.
And because you think about it too much, That promo video is what, 15,000 people. I think it's up to 16,000 now. 16,000.
There's a story to that promo video though, but that's
Behind a paywall.
I think we'll need to
figure out
a way to broadcast.
Is that the year anniversary?
I think that's got to come out at some point. I think that's got to come out at some point.
I know.
But you've no credibility just now, so by the time that video comes out,
it'll only be as down. It'll only be as down.
So maybe it should come out at Christmas.
It's themed.
Yeah.
And it comes.
It is, yeah. We had to cut that one off.
And we'll get a Christmas song as well to marry up with it.
It's only 8.5 minutes long.
Yeah. Oh, is it? The story?
That little podcast trial's 8.5 minutes long.
Yeah. That was banging. That's so.
But it was a funny story.
It wasn't the time.
No, I don't imagine.
I was. I mean, I've always. You can see.
Legal beagle,
don't
right?
Take a huge
Rachel,
amount of
so
yeah.
I want to deal with Gavin.
This is teasers. This is spoilers. We're in spoiler territory here. So, I think that's us. I think that's what you think. Anything else we would bring up?
No, I've just gone back. Sorry to go back to something that you already mentioned earlier about, some of the speakers and the people that come and speak for us. We're so lucky to have those people,
Yes.
and at the moment, they are doing it out the goodness of their heart, and they don't want any financial reward. They want to, like for Gail, for example, from the Renfrewshire Witch Hunt 1697 charity. Gail just wants to get her stories out there about the witch trials and about the witches, and it's amazing the interest that people have in that. And I think one of the events, the one that's at the Memory of Witches and Memorial Sites, there's something like 60 people. I don't even know if there's 60 seats in that area in the uni. I'll have to actually count up the seats.
Amazing.
So and it went like that. So people have
always
such an interest in it, and it's amazing because you would never really have maybe thought that before, like there was so much interest in it. So
and I come from a world that everything needs marketed, and we've never really marketed anything. If anything, when the video events, the stuff I've wanted to market, and it's already a bit full. We don't really need a video.
It's all been a bit ad hoc, hasn't it? But it's filling up.
It's been amazing. It's been amazing.
And I think the people that come, they when's the next one, and they really enjoy them. And I think you've both been to them. The format of it, and it's just quite relaxed and quite chilled out, and quite anybody can kind of ask questions and talk, and it becomes a bit of a discussion and a talking point.
I guess it's important to point out that there is some that we've paid for.
Yes.
And that has been subsidised from the store.
Yeah.
So people that use the store, it goes into stuff. Nothing's, as I said, nothing goes in our pockets.
This is not about profit, and I think there's a lot of people out there that may assume that, but it's not about profit. It's about putting it back in so that we can afford to run these things.
Exactly. It's just continuing. I think if you do anything for a long length of time, it's all about the goals and plans and what do you want to achieve. And to have done this for 11 years, it needs to always move forwards, and it's amazing. It's a beautiful journey, but I just like making a difference. There's just a massive opportunity to make a difference for the right reasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always say to people, it's the page is too big. That audience needs shared, because if you're not sharing it, then we don't deserve that audience.
Yes.
So, I have lots of conversations with so many people about how to get them involved and stuff like that. And that's what it's all about. Yep. Just a massive opportunity. I guess I always believe if you carry yourself in the right way, it could be like a wee small bit inspirational. I like the way that guy carries himself. If I could try and emulate that one small bit, not as big-headed as me or, as flamboyant, but just, kind of a heartwarming, I'm hitting the cheese zone, but...
Wait, hold on. We need a sound for Gavin. There we go.
Ta-da!
I think as well, if there's anybody out there who's listening, watching, and you think you have, extensive knowledge about something Paisley related or Renfrewshire related, or something that you think that the group and the followers would be interested in, please contact us, because we're always happy.
Get in touch.
Oh yeah, so what, through the
your email?
What's my email? Rachel
at paisleyheritage.co.uk.
Okay, whatever it is. Thanks.
Rachel at
Rachel
CEAL at paisleyheritage.co.uk.
Or just send me a message on the group.
Is it .co.uk?
No.
.org.uk? Do we know
you
what it is?
Okay.
Excuse me.
We made a blunder.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, Rachel at paisleyheritage.org.uk.
I'll keep you right.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry about that. Thank you. But yeah, so we're keen to hear from people.
Or let's list them all. So you can also message the Facebook page.
Yeah.
You could reach out and comment. And then there's the email address. So I guess there's paisleyMysteries@gmail.com.
And if anybody wants to talk to me, you can get me at rachel@paisleyheritage.org.uk.
Yes. It's the first point of contact. She vets everybody. You don't get to speak to Craig.
Yes.
And then, obviously, if there's anybody that's interested in being in the podcast,
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's all about. That's what
Yeah,
we want to do.
yeah.
Bring people in and share their stories.
And I don't think we'll say no, as long as you're sober and not under the influence.
Share the stories. Share.
But I say not so. As long as you're sober and not under the influence, then we even thought about a crazy idea of let's pick a random at the street.
Yeah.
And because you never know who's got an interesting story, and that's what you want to access.
People are fast. That's one of the things that I
that's
loved about street photography.
Uh-huh.
Years ago, before getting into weddings and all that bump, street photography was great. It's a bit weird. Some people don't like it, But I was in London and I just randomly went up to a woman and asked her if I could take her picture. She was all amazing makeup and she looked like a bit like a cat, to be honest.
Right.
She was like, oh, no problem, I'll pose for you. But there was taking pictures. A person's face can tell a massive story. And I just, getting someone from the street, there's a story to tell. There's a life there.
So I just like the idea of, when the real radio phone in, whenever people pick up the phone, the real radio, I just like the idea of that we pick somebody and they're like, pick me, and then the person we pick is then, I've been picked.
Yes.
Well, maybe we need to go out to the streets, and I mean, even I was in the bank one day in the RBS in Paisley, and I thought this was quite, nobody else might find this funny, but I was putting money and I was using the machine, and I was struggling with the machine, and the lady next to me, she was putting money in, and she said to me, I'm paying for a family member's funeral, and I said, oh God, I'm really, really sorry. She went, he's no deed. And so she was paying for it before he died, and then I was like, I don't really know what to say now, because I've said sorry for your, I was like, I'm really sorry for your loss, and then I was like, what do you say when the person's still alive and he's not dead?
That's great news. I'm glad he's still there.
So I was like,
but when's he gone?
That was actually kind of you.
That's just being selfish. Like, I don't want to have to worry about him, and it's all prepared.
I was like, that's really good. But good on you. I was like, yeah. And then after that, I walked down the street and I was buying a box of chocolates for somebody, and I was paying for them in WH Smith's, and is it WH Smith's? Is that what it's still called?
Yep.
Yeah, it's still WH Smith's. And this wee lady next to me said, a wee elderly lady, they used to be my favourite chocolates, hen. And I said, right, where are they? And then she went, how much are they now? And I went, $7.50. She went, oh no, I'm not bad. And then I thought, should I go and get a box? And I was like, I'm not paying her £7.50 for a box of chocolates. It was just funny, these wee Paisley ladies, just the two conversations that I had. So yeah, it'd be amazing to go out and actually speak to people.
Out yesterday with the dogs, sitting in the Abbey, and I sat in the wee wall at the side of the Abbey, and a fella just walked along and he started to talk to me.
I love it. Yeah.
And I had a wee conversation, and I had about half his life story, but it was quite fascinating to listen.
Halfers in his biography.
Aye, brilliant.
It is. It goes back to the world that we just don't open up to each other. We're just face down, and and somebody talks to you like, who's this weirdo?
Well, Rachel had it earlier on when she's travelling in public transport. People are get their faces buried in their phones.
Yeah.
Nobody wants this. It's as if you're almost sending out this, don't speak to me. And I think
this is why I love this sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's a proper conversation.
Exactly.
People
and I think, again, the events, because it's bringing people out, it's bringing people together.
Yeah, kinda, as you said previously before, it's a bit like a family, because you've got all these kind of regulars that's coming.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this podcast, as far as we've planned it, we could take it on the road, we could commentate on events that are happening. We've already got a crazy plan for Halloween, but we can also do it live and get people to phone in. So there's been quite a lot of thought put into the format. But the formats and the bits that will come around, that will come organically.
We can do phone-ins, we can do Zoom calls, all that sort of thing. That's
all
all
there.
coming. Yeah,
and we'll be able to, imagine, you'll be able to put people on a TV screen and Zoom them, as you said. So
Right
all the functionalities there. It's just try not to think too much about it and let everything come organically. Yeah. So me and Rachel had a couple of ideas that to end it we could talk about. And what's a weird? It's confession time. What's a weird thing you do that you don't really want people to know? Or another one would be what's a pet hate? So we'll do the pet hate ones, right? Just to end this episode, and we'll come back with the confessions for our next episode, right? So I said one of my pet hates is I hate when you're giving people an email address and they said, it's all in lowercase, because you're going through the whole of their lives.
It's an interesting pet hate.
Their whole of their lives, every time they give their email address,
they have to say that.
They have
it's
to
all
say
in
that.
lowercase.
It's a waste of their breath.
Yeah.
To say those extra few words.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kept on sending with capital letters. Why did you send me 5 emails? Like, I kept on putting capital letters on it. I really just want to then, it's all caps. Did you get it? Like, I've got that. And I just want to fix these people. Like, It's fine. Yes, it's fine.
I
I'm quite a weird pet hate. Anyway, that's
I'm going to
one.
make sure if I'm ever giving Gavin an email address now.
Up and down, up and down, up and down.
It's all lowercase.
No. In that case, you're not getting an email.
I pet hate. Bit controversial.
Oh, here we go.
I just
gonna be
hope
involving
nobody from my
wires.
work's watching this. No.
I was just going to say these wires.
Yeah, have you ever heard this? Well, my pet hate is organised chaos. I mean, this is giving me the heebie-jeebies right
Where's
now.
an assistant? Do we not have an assistant yet? Is this not a big deal yet?
And then things not working. But
Yeah, all the people
have you
that
ever
can't see, there's wires everywhere, just that you can't see them right now. So
have you ever heard the Dunning-Kruger effect?
No.
No, right. It's basically it describes a person that thinks they are way more capable than they really are.
Oh, right.
okay.
It's the opposite of the
So it's kind of I hate people that use buzzwords all the time. So in my job, I'm in a lot of meetings and stuff like that, and you get guys that sit at the table and say we need to think outside the box and and
synergy
all this kind of thing. Yes, it's all the phrases that they come away with, and you sit there and think, oh my god, he's watched The Office or something like that and picked up this phrase, and he's thought, I'm going to go into that meeting tomorrow, and I'm going to say this particular thing, and it's going to sound really cool. Whereas we're all sitting there thinking, oh my goodness,
Who's collected a new word?
yes, it's like.
So what is the opposite when you syndrome when you believe you can't do it?
Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. Forgive me for checking Google, but
That's going to annoy me. It's
Dunning.
imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah.
So when you're in a place like, oh god, I can't do it. So imposter syndrome, and then Freddy Krueger syndrome.
I was right. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias that occurs when people overestimate their abilities or knowledge in a particular area.
Oh, I could do this tracheotomy.
So that is a perfect example of the Dunning-Kruger effect.
And who's Dunning-Kruger? Who is he?
I don't know.
Well, we need ask questions.
I had heard the term a long time ago.
I'll ask who's Dunning.
One of these, my head's full of useless information.
I like that.
Things come into my head, and
that's a pet hate.
I hate people that sit and use buzzwords all the time.
Oh yes.
Rather than just normal conversation.
I don't like that either. I don't.
I hate it when somebody's adamant they're right about something.
Oh, when they're not.
But they're not, like they're like a fact or something, and particularly on Facebook. So you'll be like, and you just want to like hit the report button because it's like false news or it's not true, and you're like, why are you so adamant? Why are you so adamant you're right? When I'm not saying I know I'm right, but you know that what you're saying is wrong, and you're just like, and it's like that thing of like everyone's an expert till expertise is required almost.
It's the correcting people because they're living in a false sense of reality. They're going around with this false fact. So, two psychologists, David Dunning and Justin Kruger.
Oh, thank you.
There we go.
Actually, I mean, it's not. I call it a pet hate.
Education time.
My actual pet hate is the mess that's in this studio right now. I am absolutely a freak when it comes to organising things. I've got OCD and I like my cables all run.
I think it's homely. It's cosy.
It'll evolve. We know it'll all evolve.
Never mind. Rachel?
No, yeah, so, and hers was the false fact.
Yeah, just about people.
Oh, you said that, sorry.
I do have quite a lot. And I was saying to Gavin earlier, I hate it if you order I have to admit, I eat half pizza suppers from the chip shop. And if they put your pickled onion on top of the pizza and then it soaks.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do it very often, right? And it soaks right through and it causes a vinegary hole. So
Contamination. Oh, the orange button. Is that the orange button? Contamination.
No, sorry.
Orange. There's been a contamination. Pickled onion has absorbed in the pizza.
So camera's just stopped recording. It's wanting a new battery.
There we go.
So
we're a paragraph away from wrapping up anyway.
Right, okay. Well, we'll just leave the other one recording, Rachel, right? Rachel?
No, so just the last thing is, people must get really annoyed at just like because I put in the just.
Should we go beside her to end it?
Yes.
Oh no, because we need to take the. Can we take the mic?
I've just done it.
What are you two going to do to me? I'm scared. I'm too scared. What are you going to do
Hello,
to me?
camera.
I don't think the headphones going to reach me.
Oh, is this bit right? Okay, I get it now because this is
All the other cameras have failed bar this one.
It's my camera. My camera.
Rachel's camera.
Oh,
So
'cause
I'm
there's
just, you two go. It's just me that's to keep talking.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, what were you saying?
She's got the star.
I was just saying, it's not really a great way to finish, but I always put on the special instructions, please keep the pickled onions separate from the pizza. And they must hate me in the chip shop. They must be like, there's that woman.
Oh, I know what you mean by having to hole now.
It soaks right through.
Yeah.
So it soaks right through. Like, and I know when you eat it, it all goes down to the same
I can
place.
see how that could be annoying.
Right,
actually,
okay.
yeah.
Gavin, your head's too high. You'll be cut out of the frame.
But
Anyway, I'm finished.
You need to come
That's the
down to
most.
this
finished,
side.
I'm
All you
done.
get is a big hairy chin
I'm
and
done.
Rachel's
There we
face.
go. So we're just finishing up.
Yes.
What a way to end.
So thanks for the everything's failed on us so far. The OBS isn't
went
working.
from
The
3
capture
cameras
card
to-
isn't working. The cameras have all failed. And
We'll get better from here. So thanks for watching.
Thank you.
yes, it's been a pleasure.
Like and subscribe and follow us.
The next one we're going to be hiring a tech person.
Yeah, I
Replaced
think so.
by Craig won't be in the next one, even though he'll be using his studio. All right, bye.
See ya. Cheerio. Ta-ta bye.
Bye.
And then ending.